How's it going, and welcome to the Guitar Effect. My name's Rob. In this video we're going to be talking about this, the 63 Diamond from NUX Effects. But before we do, as always, I'll ask you to please like and subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you can be kept up to date every time I put out a new video. So the first thing we should do with the 63 Diamond is take a listen to it in a track, so here you go. So there you go, the 63 Diamond. This is a Vox in a box pedal. Once again, before I say this, I should say NUX sent this out to me for review for free. I get to keep the pedal, so technically I'm being paid for this video. It's brilliant, really, really brilliant. Does it sound like a vintage Vox? I've not played enough vintage Voxes to be able to answer that with any sort of really meaningful authority. However, when I think of a Vox sound in my head that I've experienced through the many years of playing guitar that I have, this embodies the character of a Vox amplifier and what I want it to do for me. And in that respect, I really, really like it. I think it's really, really great. So, talk a little bit about it. It's a Vox emulation, as I said, in the pedal. There are three knobs. There is the volume, the master, and the cut, right? Volume is kind of gain. Master is master output level, and cut is when the cut is off, all the trebles coming through, and as you roll the cut on a Vox amp, it cuts off treble in the power amp stage. But basically it's like a reverse tone knob. It's not exactly like that, it's more deals with high-end frequencies. And then there's a switch here to go between the top boost channel and the normal channel. I think if you think about this in terms of it being like a really cool sounding overdrive pedal, that's what it is. Not a tube screamer and not a Marshall Governor or anything like that. It's an overdrive pedal that gives the characteristic of a Vox amp. It's really, really cool. Really, really cool. Yeah, I've kind of explained it. It's 9 volts in a really, really rugged enclosure, and it's got a quite positive feeling switch. It's built really well. And it's quite affordable too. So it's part of their series. They also have like a modded Marshall Plexi one, and then they might be doing a series of these. And the important thing about this, for me, this is a amp in a box pedal. It's not an amp simulator. So this is to go into the clean channel of your amp, to style your amp like a Vox AC30 or AC15. So without further ado, let's have a listen to it. Here you go, the 63 Diamond from Vox. Okay, so to demo the 63 Diamond, what I'm actually doing is I am playing this, right? Because as I mentioned, Voxes and Telecasters were born to go together. This is my Fender Classic series. It's before the current set of models back from what was the Player series, 60s Telecaster. So it's a Fender made in Mexico standard Telecaster, basically, with a rosewood neck. I'm going out of it into the 63 Diamond, and then from that I'm going into the a Moon, in this case American Sound, to model a Fender amplifier. And the reason for that is I'm currently in between amplifiers. So I have taken my Koch amplifier and brought it out to my studio, which is kind of my base reference clean tone for all my videos up to now, because it's just so good. I want to use it playing live. So I'm rehearsing with that amp out of the studio. So I'm waiting on the 2 notes from Volt to arrive, which is going to be my new amp at home, and I'm just going to play directly into my monitors. That was it. So in the meantime, I am using the venerable American sound pedal, normally from Joyo, in this case from Amoon, to do the same job. So Telecaster, and then from the American sound straight into my interface. So no speaker simulation or anything. Here is the clean sound. Gives that a little bit more gain, I think. So, what the 63 Diamond does is it imparts the sound of a Vox amplifier onto the sound of the amplifier that you're in at the moment. And it has a few two different operating modes, normal and top boost, like you would have on a regular Vox amp. And here is normal channel with all of the knobs up full. So what that does is it imparts like a huge mid-range, cuts a little bit of bottom end, and gets a sort of boxy sound that at first is quite uninspirational. You got to tweak the controls a little bit to get where you want. So what I would do with the normal channel is I would boost the master, I'd bring the cut back to bring more treble in, and I'd boost the volume a little bit. It's just a delicious rhythm guitar sound. I can roll the volume back on my guitar. Has a nice dynamic range. So just to show the different controls, the cut fully off will get brighter. Again, lovely sound. It's worth noting that I'm using this here in the context of it being a overdrive pedal, right, to get like a rhythm guitar sound, because that's how I would kind of use a Vox, and I would probably have it there and then just roll it back for clean. So then if I roll the volume back on the pedal, it cleans up. So it's worth mentioning here that it's also acting as a boost pedal, so it's driving the American sound. If I bring the volume right back and the master right up, it's still a distorted sound. Whereas if I bring the volume up more, it gets really distorted. Which is the way the amp would work, right? It's a combination of preamp gain and power amp gain. So that is the, I'll just bring the cut fully in, just to show you, bring these kind of back to here. The cut on a Vox amp removes high frequencies from the power amp stage, so it basically dulls the sound the more you turn it on. With the normal switch, or in the normal channel, I would actually probably leave the cut completely off. It really is gorgeous for those kind of tele back pickup picking things. In my head, this is what Vox amps sound like. Like this is, I don't know, I've not played a vintage AC30 to know, as I mentioned before, how Voxy this pedal is, but it sounds, it gives me the sound I want in my head, and therefore it kind of does a job regardless of whether it sounds like a vintage Vox or not. It gives me the feel and the tone that I want to get from this pedal. I really enjoy it. So that's the normal channel. I will now switch to the top boost, which dramatically changes the sound. Kind of cleans it up a bit first of all. Obviously it gives more top because it's the top boost. It's gorgeous sound. So winding the cup back gets it even brighter. About there. And then if I wind the volume up full, you get a heavy. For that I might bring the cut in more to tame it a little bit. So you can set this for any level of dirt and then use a volume knob on your guitar to clean it up. And like, you could possibly do as Brian May did and maybe put a treble booster in front of it and play an entire gig by just riding the volume knob with this sound. I mean, it's glorious sound. So then if I have the volume at full and I wind the master up, maybe wind the tone off a bit, even a lot, you can get a really good aggressive sound. That's a powerful sound. So it can do everything from really beautiful sort of break-uppy sounds and not crunch. I think this thing is at its best when it's doing break-up. Like, it can do crunch, it can do clean. But I think where it's really at its best is kind of this sort of neck of the woods. delicious. Tone knob off a little bit, tone knob in. So what I'm going to do really quickly is I'm going to grab another Telecaster with humbuckers on it to show you how it works with humbuckers. So give me a sec. So this here is my 72 thin line Telecaster. It has wide range humbuckers and it's a very full, boxy sounding guitar. I really love it. This is my oldest guitar. I've had it for 28 years I think. Very, very different sounding guitar to the other Telecaster. It's much fuller. It still has a tele top end. That is just through the American sound by itself, and here is the diamond coming in. Before I go on with this demo, I'm going to mention that I've never upgraded the tone pots in this and the volume pots, and they are, as I said, nearly 30 years old, so they crack a little bit. But here is winding the volume down with a humbucker. Glorious. Again, I push the volume, get sturdier. So, I've no reverb here, which is making things a little bit harsh, but it's a raucous, like, rock sound, you know? Again, the Fender amp by itself. And the diamond. Again, I push the master. Let's watch the levels. Neck pickup. Like it has a vintage amp thing about it. So, in conclusion, what I would say about this is, again, I don't know enough about genuine vintage Vox amps. I've gigged with one once a long time ago. But in terms of what I would like that sound to be in my head, and that's going to be different for everyone, but my perception of what they sound like, this is exactly it. Like, wow. It's raw, it's powerful. It's got this like buttery thing going on, but it's got like an aggressive top end, but not like a glassy, unpleasant top end. It sounds like an amplifier, and it sounds like a little bit at times like an unbridled, uncontrollable amplifier. I really like it. Brilliant, NUX, fair play. So there you go, the 63 Diamond from NUX. Thanks very much NUX for sending this out. I've been really, really impressed with it. If you're looking for the Vox sound in a compact stomp box, in terms of what I perceive the Vox sound to be in my head, and I really want to stress that I haven't played a 63. I did once at a gig in Uganda of all places in 2007 with a Telecaster, and it sounded amazing, and this feels to me reminiscent of that guitar sound I had. So yeah, if you're looking for a Vox sound to put into the clean channel of your amp, and that's a crucial thing worth saying here, is I think this is for putting into the clean channel of an amp. It's not a modeler. I haven't run it into my interface directly with an IOR on or anything like that. It's to go in front of an amplifier, in my opinion. Yeah, thanks to NUX for sending it out. Great product, really, really enjoying it. And yeah, if you've watched this far, as always, I say thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in another video again soon. Oh yeah, and please like and subscribe, it helps the channel out a huge amount. Thanks, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.